Hello and welcome to another episode of the Farr Show, where I'm Damien Farr, and tonight we're talking about the Academy Awards, the biggest night in film. And my predictions were terrible. We're doing one new thing this year. I started a new tradition. We'll get to that in just a little bit here, though. I wanted to point that out. My predictions did not go as what I predicted here. So let's start talking about them here. We got Best Visual Effects is what we're starting with here. We got Dune, Free Guy, No Time to Die, Shang-Chi, and Spider-Man No Way Home. I went with Spider-Man, and I went with it because the de-aging looked phenomenal. So I said, there's no way. And then Dune won. So far, we're off to a 0-1 start. Then we got Best Animated Feature. We're not going to go into these too much because these aren't the big categories, honestly. I just throw them in here because this is stuff that I did in college, so I just feel like it's important to talk about. Then we got Best Animated Feature, Enchanto, Flea, Luna, The Mitchells and the Machines, and Raya and the Last Dragon. I picked Raya and the Last Dragon, and Enchanto won. Best Film Editing, Don't Look Up, Dune, King Richard, Power of the Dog, Tick Tick Boom. I'm not mentioning the animators. Sorry, editors. Nothing personal. I picked Power of the Dog. Dune won again. So far, Dune's been winning a lot. Then we got Best Adapted Screenplay, Coda, Drive My Car, Dune, The Lost Daughter, Power of the Dog. I picked Power of the Dog again. It was Coda. So, we're getting there. Best Original Screenplay. So, I would like to preface this because Enchanto won Best Animated Feature at the Golden Globes. Now we're Best Original Screenplay. Belfast won it at the Golden Globes. Don't Look Up, King Richard, Licorice Pizza, and The Worst Person in the World. I went with Don't Look Up just because the star-studded cast kind of made me feel like it's going to have to win something. It won nothing, which is probably for the best because, honestly, it's not a movie that I could see winning any Oscars looking back now that I've seen it. So, Belfast won Best Original Screenplay. Kenneth Branagh's first Oscar, I think they said. In 8 nominations? That's terrible. Kenneth Branagh is great. Then we got Best Supporting Actress, Jessie Buckley, Adrienne Barbeau, Judi Dench, Kristen Dunst, and Juna Ellis. I'm sorry, I pronounced that name. I butchered it. I picked Kristen Dunst for Power of the Dog. After watching Power of the Dog, do not agree with this pick. But Adrienne Barbeau, West Side Story, won the Golden Globe, Screen Actors Guild, and the Oscar. So she did the three-peat there, as I call it, even though there's other, acting awards, but, she won the big one. Then we got Best Supporting Actor. So we got Claire Hines, Troy Koster, Jesse Plemons, J.K. Simmons, and Cody Smith McPhee. I went with, I picked 2 of them, I think, in this one, if I remember correctly. I got it notated as 2 of them. J.K. Simmons and then Cody Smith McPhee, which he won the Golden Globe. Troy Koster won the Screen Actors Guild, and he did win the Best Supporting Actor nomination. After seeing Coda, don't get me wrong, I think it's an amazing movie, but I don't think he should have won Best Supporting Actor. I still think it should have been Cody Smith McPhee, but that's just me. So now we're on Best Actress, which we got Jessica Chastain, Olivia Colman, Penelope Cruz, Nicole Kidman, Kristen Stewart. And I feel it's important to note, Rachel Zegler from West Side Story was not nominated. She did get a Golden Globe win, so I think that's important to note. Nicole Kidman also got a Golden Globe. So the Golden Globes are kind of different where they do it. One is the, how do you explain it? One is the, comedy, and then one's drama. So both of them got one. So Nicole Kidman got a Golden Globe. Jessica Chastain got a Screen Actors Guild Award. And she got the Oscar for Best Actress. So that was cool. Best Actor. This is also where it's kind of confusing. Javier Bardem, Benedict Cumberbatch, Andrew Garfield, who won it, a Golden Globe for Tick Tick Boom. I think it was musical or comedy, so And then Will Smith won it for King Richard with the Golden Globe for drama. And then he also won it for Screen Actors Guild. Then we got Denzel Washington as The Tragedy of Macbeth, which I know what you're thinking, Damien. You're talking a lot about these suddenly. Will Smith did win it. I do have to preface this. I want to talk about the Will Smith thing, so this is going to be a little bit of a weird situation. Will Smith, the joke heard round the world now, honestly, because don't get me wrong, I think it was a bad joke, but I think Will Smith went overboard with it, is one of those situations. So, if you don't know, Will Smith slapped Chris Rock in the face because he made a joke about his wife, which the joke wasn't a good joke, honestly. If he would have just left it be, nobody would have heard the joke, really, other than people that watched it live. After that, it would have been just forgotten about. But now that he slapped him in the face, it's going to be heard everywhere, is, for lack of a better term, the best way to put it. So everybody's going to know this joke at this point. And I think, honestly, Will Smith normally holds his composure really well. I don't think it looked good for him. Chris Rock handled it like a champ. He didn't go down or anything. He got slapped, and I mean, some slaps from people can put you down, case in point myself, but I think he handled it like a champ and moved on pretty quickly, which was great. I thought it was scripted at first. They bleeped all this like audio, so I thought, oh, this is scripted. This is kind of cool. And then when he gave, his best actor speech, he apologized, which then I knew, oh, this was not scripted. This was not supposed to happen. And do I think anything will happen? Nothing will happen to Will Smith. Let's be honest, as Will Smith. Chris Rock will go on and do Chris Rock things. I don't think there's going to be too much beef between them, but I think it was a dumb move. And I've said, honestly, to a lot of my friends and family, I think Will Smith should maybe lose his Oscar. And I know what you're thinking, Damien, that's nuts. Well, the man just assaulted another man at the Oscars. Literally the most important award show for film of the year. You don't do that. If I did that to somebody, say I was in this situation, not at the Oscars, but just in a normal situation where somebody made a joke about my wife and I slapped him in the face, I'd go to jail. Once again, I don't think the joke was good, but I think it was one of those situations where if he would have just let it be, it would have been okay. No, everybody would have forgotten it. But, it was a move that I once again think was a bad move. So we'll see what happens. I don't think he's going to lose his Oscar, and part of me wants him to, part of me doesn't, because he's worked so hard to get it. But at the same time, it's one of those situations where it was a bad move. Chris Rock, it was a bad joke, yes. But it was made more known because of what happened afterwards, which I think was a dumb move. I don't know what to say other than that. I don't want to go over it too much. What do you think of that in below? And what do you think about, who's won so far? Tell me in the comments below. Let's continue on here, where we got Best Director, Kenneth Branagh for Belfast. The guy from Drive My Car, Ryu Himukushi. Paul Thomas Anderson, Jane Campion, excuse me, and then Steven Spielberg. Jane Campion won for the Golden Globes, and I picked her for Power of the Dog. Finally got one. I'm doing it. I'm the best. Now, the new thing that I was talking about here is we're talking about Best Pictures ranked. This is my personal opinion right away. So if you've seen any of the Best Pictures, tell me in the comments below. What are your favorites? Rank them below. So I watched all of them but Drive My Car. So I put an NA next to that one. I did not watch it. So in last place, this is before the Will Smith thing happened, honestly. I've ranked these before. I watched all of them before except Drive My Car. Even to the point where I watched Coda and Nightmare Alley right before the Oscars. So King Richard is in last place. I give it an FA. It's not a terrible movie, but it's a Will Smith, let's get an Oscar for Will Smith movie. That's really what it is. Then I got Dune as an FA because I'm not a big Dune fan, but I think with Dune, the issue is it's part 1 of 2. That's where I kind of lost it. I got West Side Story as an FA. I'm not a big musical guy. I've said that many a time, so that's why it's so low here. I got Power of the Dog as 6 as an FAR. I still think this should have been the best picture. Just because I'm not a huge fan of it doesn't mean it's not. I mean, I gave it an FAR, so it's pretty good. But it's a slow movie. It's something that the Oscars like. But then again, Coda is breaking barriers, so I get it. Belfast, I was pleasantly surprised with this one. I did not think I would like this at all, and I was really surprised. I thought this was a great movie. I bought it for $20 because for all these, you can watch them on streaming, except this one, and we'll talk about the next one in a second here. But you could watch all these on streaming, so I watched all of them on streaming except this one, which I bought. And I was like, it's an hour and a half, and I'm paying $20 for this. I don't know about this. And I was pleasantly surprised. I will be rewatching this movie again in the future. Unlike the other ones where so far I would not really rewatch them. Power of the Dog, well, a great movie. I would not really rewatch it. Belfast, I'll rewatch. Nightmare Alley, I give an FAR. I want to see the black and white version. Because there's a black and white version, and I'm a sucker for black and white. Even though I'm not a big fan of watching a movie in black and white, just the fact that it has an option, I'd love to watch it. Then we got Coda at number 3 as an FAR. Then Licorice Pizza as an FAR. I almost wanted to give it an R, and I gave it a half an R. So like a lowercase r, and I wanted to start a new thing, but then I'm like, just give it an FAR and continue on with your day. Then I got Don't Look Up as an FARR. This movie was so funny. It's not an Oscar movie, and I think that's the reason it's so high for me. It's not a movie that should be nominated for anything, honestly. It is a bad movie, but it's so funny that I laughed so hard. The whole time I was laughing, I'm like, what is happening? And I'm just laughing. This is terrible stuff going on, and I'm laughing the whole time. So, I think it was important to note that. So, let's go to Best Picture here, where I ranked all of them here. So, I picked The Power of the Dog, and I still think Power of the Dog was the one that should have won. But, we got Belfast, Coda, Don't Look Up, Drive My Car, Dune, King Richard, Licorice Pizza, Nightmare Alley, Power of the Dog, and West Side Story. Once again, I think Power of the Dog should have won. It won Golden Globe. West Side Story also won a Golden Globe. And then the Best Picture went to Coda, which, once again, I think is a great movie. I think it pushes the film medium far. Probably further than Power of the Dog, but when I thought of it, Power of the Dog seemed like an Academy Award winning movie. You know what I mean? Coda did push the medium, though, and the Oscars love that. They want either pushing the medium or just a great overall film, for lack of a better term. So, if Coda didn't exist and we took Coda out and said it's not here, Power of the Dog would have won this easily. I just want to preface that. But I think Coda is definitely a better pick after watching it. When hearing about it, I didn't think too much of it, but the fact that it won, it makes sense. I'm okay with it. So, what did you think of the Oscars? Did you watch them? I know most people that watch this show don't watch them, but I'm hopefully going to be a future host, so I watch them every year. It's my favorite award show of the year, the only award show I watch, actually. For Screen Actors Guild and Golden Globes, I just get the cliff notes afterwards and who won. So then I can do these to predict. So, what did you think of the Oscars? Tell me in the comments below. Don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe, hit that bell icon, and have a far off night.